Good evening. The world news for tonight. Buhari lords NYSC at 50, salutes Gowon for the vision. 10th National Assembly, Tinubu angry with Adamu, may shift lawmakers' inauguration. Idris Wase declares for House of Reps speakership, calls for unity. You are responsible for owing workers. Salaries, not me. Orji tells Ikpeazu. 430 employees die. 3.25 million complaints received in 5 years. NERC. And on sport, Flying Eagles beat second division team in friendly game. Now the news in detail. As the nation celebrates the 50th anniversary of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, President Muhammadu Buhari has extolled the scheme for its golden years of existence. The scheme came into fruition after the Civil War of 1967 to 1970, as part of a post-war policy formulated to reconcile and integrate young Nigerians across all regions in the country. In a statement released on Friday by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, the President saluted former Head of State, General Yakubu Gowon retired, for his wisdom in setting up the NYSC in 1973. I commend the former Head of State, past and present Directors General of the Corps, academic institutions, the Nigerian Army for inspiring and sustaining a 50-year legacy and also providing an enabling environment for the success of the scheme, he said. According to him, the scheme has truly achieved the goal of national integration by providing opportunities for cross-cultural interactions and establishing a bridge for improved understanding of various individuals and ethnic identities. He noted that the scheme has underscored the bottom line of the common values of fairness, justice, peace, and unity. The NYSC scheme remains one of the strongest ideals of nation building, institutionally encouraging inter-cultural and inter-religious marriages, resettling of people of various tribes in different parts of the country, exploration of entrepreneurship and business opportunities in places among citizens, and enabling a new culture of oneness, brotherliness, and neighborliness, Buhari stated. He affirmed that the scheme should be sustained with a constant reminder of its history, structure, and purpose, adding that it should not be undermined for any reason. The President wished the best for all potential Corps members as they move to different parts of the country to share and explore new experiences of the diversity of Nigeria. Going on to the next story. There are growing signs that the President-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu might delay his inauguration due to disagreement within the All Progressive Congress APC over the designation of key roles in the 10th National Assembly. There are speculations that Tinubu is displeased with the APC National Chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, accusing him of changing and charging lawmakers-elect to reject his favored candidate for the Senate President and Speakership positions. In the past week, the APC's National Working Committee, NWC, selected the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Senator Godswill Akpabio, as the Senate President of the 10th Assembly, and Mr. Tajuddin Abbas from Kaduna State as the Speaker of the House. These appointments have been met with strong resistance. There are claims that the opposition parties plan to meet in Uyo next week to strategize on their own nominations for the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. On Wednesday, Tinubu departed Nigeria for a working visit to Europe. According to his media aide, Tunde Rahman, Tinubu will utilize the trip to refine his relationship plans and policy options with key aides away from distractions. A source that spoke with Vanguard revealed a potential plan to delay the proclamation of National Assembly. He said, another insider from Tinubu's camp disclosed that the President-elect is unhappy with the uncooperative attitude of the APC National Chairman, Senator Adamu. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Idris Wase, has declared for the lower lawmaking body's speakership position. Mr. Wase formally declared his intention for the position at an event in Abuja on Friday. Respected colleagues, I appreciate every one of you present, and by the grace of God, if you give me your mandate, we shall do you proud. We shall create a vibrant legislature that will stand the test of time among nations of nations, he told the gathering. He also reeled out his experience to lead the House of Representatives if elected. The lawmaker representing Wase Federal Constituency said on several occasions he had sacrificed for the National Assembly and the country by dropping his leadership ambitions. At the ceremony, which was attended by his supporters and some members of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, the lawmaker urged Nigerians to unite and work together for the betterment of the country. His declaration is coming days after the APC zoned the National Assembly leadership post, picking Godswill Akpabio and Tajuddin Abbas as Senate President and House of Representatives Speaker, respectively. While the development has not gone down well with some members of the APC and lawmakers, Mr. Wase is also re-echoing their thoughts. Deputy Speaker, House of Representative Idris Wase, claims APC zoning of the National Assembly leadership was done without thorough clarification and consultation and is also not in line with the Constitution. Going from the north to the east, Senator Theodore Orji, the immediate past governor of Abia State, has asked his successor and the incumbent governor of the state, Governor Ikpezi, or as I beg your pardon, Governor Okezie Ikpeazu, to stop blaming him for his failure to pay the salary arrears of workers in the state. Orji in a press conference stated that let's ask the governor to take responsibility for failing to pay workers. This is coming on the heels of workers in the state vowing to continue with their ongoing indefinite strike until the salary arrears are sorted. The workers have also denied claims by the Secretary to the State Government SSG, Chris Ezem, that the strike had been suspended, dismissing the claims as untrue. Expressing shock over the dilemma of workers, the senator represented Abia Central, who spoke through his chief liaison officer, Honorable Ifeanyi Omere, asked Ikpeazu to stop shifting blame and own up to his failures. In the statement entitled, Ikpeazu should carry his cross, Orji explained that when he left office in 2015, core civil servants were not owed any salary arrears, while workers in parastatals were owed not more than 4 months. He therefore expressed surprise that his successor had allowed salary arrears to accumulate up to 40 months and still point accusing fingers at him. Going on to the next story. No fewer than 3.25 million complaints over outrageous billings, among others, have been made by customers to the electricity distribution companies, also known as DISCOs, within 5 years. The complaints also include debt, service corruptions and interruptions, and illegal disconnections. Information gathered that 430 employees of the companies and the third parties have died in the last 5 years. This record, according to the findings, was from 1,528 job-related accidents within the same period. The Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, obtained in an analysis of a quarterly report released, said a total of 2.89 million complaints were resolved, representing an 88.92% resolution rate. The report, which covered the period between January 2018 and June 2022, indicated that service interruptions, poor voltage and load shedding, inadequate metering, prevalent practices of estimated billings, disconnections and delayed connection of consumers back to supply networks were predominant features of complaints received by the Commission. It added that the complaints that could not be handled by the DISCOs were escalated to NERC. Apart from the poor services, NERC's report also indicated that 1,528 accidents were reported, with 430 workers and third parties dying as a result of electricity-related accidents, and 214 injuries reported by the utilities. And to the next story. The Federal Road Safety Corps has said that Sharia law will not be introduced in the enforcement of traffic regulations. This was made known in a statement signed by the Corps spokesperson, Bizi Kasim, on Saturday. The sector commander of FRSC in Bauchi, Yusuf Abdullahi, had on Thursday called for the application of Sharia law to prosecute traffic offenders to stem road crashes in the country. However, the Corps explained that it is neither a religious or sectional organization, but a federal government agency established within a mandate that is guided by the provisions of an Establishment Act. The Corps Marshal WW has called with immediate effect the sector commander to the national headquarters in Abuja for necessary administrative action for breaching the FRSC regulations and standard operating procedures. Kazim said it is key to inform the general public that the FRSC is a government agency with statutory responsibilities for road safety administration in Nigeria and sensitive to the country's multi-religious as well as heterogeneous ethnic composition. Moving on to Ondo, the Ajagun Ode of Ode in Akure North local government area of Ondo State, Oba Sunday Boboye, has been sentenced to 10 years in prison by a magistrate court in Akure. The traditional ruler was jailed for the illegal destruction of food crops and palm trees in his community. After being found guilty of 6 counts of felony with malicious damage, the defendant was sentenced by magistrate Bukola Ojo. While informing the court of the case facts, the prosecutor, Sergeant Ajiboye Babatunde, claimed that on September 20, 2022, at around 3 p.m., at the Pastorate and Laity of Apostolic Church, Nigeria, along Adekiti Road, Igoba, Akure North, the pastor and others at large conspired to commit felony to with malicious damage. The Pastorate and Laity of Church perimeter fence worth about 1 million naira, as well as palm trees and food crops worth about 5 million naira, were said to have been illegally destroyed by the defendant. Babatunde also claimed that a convict failed to provide a satisfactory explanation to the police after being apprehended. Section 516, 451249 bracket D and 81 of the Criminal Code Cap 7, Volume 1, Laws of Ondo State of Nigeria 2006, according to the prosecutor, were violated by the offense. In order to serve as a deterrent to those who might engage in a similar behavior, the prosecutor requested that the court punish him appropriately and called for 4 witnesses to testify in court. The court awarded a sum of 5 million naira as compensation to the complainant for the damage of the perimeter fence, palm trees, and other crops. Magistrate Ojo, however, ruled that if the convict could afford to pay the compensation, the imprisonment should be vacated. From Ondo State to Oyo State, Ibadan, state capital. A divorce-seeking husband, Oyeyinka Adegoke, on Friday pleaded with a Mako Grade A customary court in Ibadan to save him from his wife, Wuraola, whom he alleged was diabolic. Adegoke stated in his statement and testimony that his fortune had nosedived since he exchanged marital vows with Wuraola. He added that his wife was not only diabolical, but also she was also stubborn and disobedient, hence the reason he wants a divorce. My lord, Wuraola recently destroyed 2 of my vehicles and a motorcycle which I use for business. Worse still, I gave her a car for transportation, but she caused the car to suffer mishap. As if those were not enough, Wuraola has been aborting the pregnancy she had for me, Adegoke claims. The petitioner pleaded with the court not to waste any further time in terminating the marriage. At the conclusion of his testimony, the court's president, Mrs. S.M. Akintayo, adjourned the suit until June 29th for the respondent to state her case. From Ibadan, we go to UK for the foreign story. A team from the Global Defense Network United Kingdom, UK, has pledged to collaborate with the Army War College Nigeria, AWCN, to strengthen the capacity of the Nigerian military and promote regional security and stability. The team, led by the director of the network, AVM, Mick Smith, said they would strengthen collaborations in the areas of training and other capacity building initiatives. The AWCN Public Relations Officer, Major Ashimo Abdullah, in a statement in Abuja on Friday, said that Smith and his team made a pledge on Wednesday. In his speech, the commandant, AWCN, Major General Bamidele Ababi, expressed appreciation to the team for the visit, saying that Nigeria and UK shared a long history of cooperation on security issues. Alabi said their partnership would be crucial in enhancing the matter and mandate of the college of producing well-trained, educated, and inspired operational-level leaders for the Nigerian Army. And to end the world news this hour from BGI TV Current is a sports story. Nigeria's Flying Eagles defeated Argentine second division club Almirante Brown 3-2 in a friendly game in Buenos Aires. CompleteSport.com reports. The tune-up game, which is part of the Flying Eagles preparation ahead of the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup, was played on Friday night. Salim Fago, Emmanuel Ume, and Tochukwu Nadi were the scorers for Ladamboso's side. The team will play Colombia on the 20 side in their another friendly build for Tuesday, May 16th. After the friendly game with Colombia, the Flying Eagles will depart Buenos Aires for Mendoza, where they will play Group D of their games. The fourth game for the tournament will be against debutant Dominican Republic on Sunday, May 21st. They will take on Italy on May 24th before ending the group game against Brazil 3 days later. With that sports story, we end the world news this hour from BGI TV Currents. Before we go, some major headlines. Buhari loads NYSC at 50, salutes Gowon for the vision. 10th National Assembly, Tinubu angry with Adamu, may shift lawmakers' inauguration. Idris Wase declares for House of Representatives speakership, calls for unity. We also brought to you, Sharia law won't be incorporated into traffic regulations, FRSC. And to end the news is the sports headline. Flying Eagles beat second division club in friendly game in Argentina. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access our broadcast on Facebook by Gede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advert placement for goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Maurire Rabila Lawal. Good evening.